How the fuck is it going, everyone? I'll go ahead and acknowledge the elephant in the room. That Lubriderm lotion right there is not for masturbating. I use it for my hands. I just forgot to take it back to the bathroom, and I just now noticed it when I started up the recording. Anyway, what we're here to talk about today is Gearbox CEO Randy Pitchford and the hot water he finds himself in. Randy Pitchford is the CEO of Gearbox, aka Borderlands Studio, because that's the only good game they make. Good. I'm not even a fucking fan of the series, but I can acknowledge that it is a good series. But anyway, Randy Pitchford finds himself in some hot water, some real hot diarrheal water. He's getting sued for a bunch of different shit that I'm not really going to talk about because it's not super important to the story, but I need to talk about him getting sued because it is important to what we're about to talk about and listen to. Randy Pitchford's going to tell us a story, like a beautiful little school teacher telling us a great story, except Randy's story is about weird porn. But anyway, in the lawsuit, it's alleged he had a USB stick of underage porn on it, and he goes on a podcast the day after this lawsuit comes out and talks about his USB stick of porn. He claims it was of-age porn, barely legal porn is what he called it. And I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to listen to this guy's fucking disgustingly weird story, and we're going to reflect on it together. But I don't know what kind of fucking caveman carries around porn on a USB stick, nor how he could ever think it'd be a good idea to go on a podcast the day after these claims come out and corroborate that, yeah, he had a USB stick of porn, but it was for the purpose of magic tricks.
I'll carry my work around on a memory stick. And now today, I have these crazy encrypted memory sticks that have like, you have to punch in passcodes.
Because if I had one of your memory sticks and I knew about stuff, I assumed that...
The name of this podcast is the Piff Pod, and based on this one episode I've listened to here, I hope you like interruptions if you listen to these guys. Holy shit. If you thought the official podcast had a lot of interruptions, you have not seen shit yet. This is the final boss of interruptions. Randy Pitchford could barely manage to get a full sentence out without being interrupted. Even the female co-host had to constantly say, stop interrupting him, get back to the story. Because this guy that keeps interrupting him just keeps going on these awful tangents that don't even lead to like a good joke or anything, and they're so long and completely derail the story and the conversation. I bet Randy Pitchford probably couldn't even get a full urine stream into a urinal at this place without this man busting into the bathroom and pinching the tip of his dick close so he could talk about something and then let him go back to peeing. This man interrupts everything Pitchford does and says. Holy shit.
I had some so I was one night I was watching cam girl pornography. Have you ever watched, do you know what cam girl pornography is?
Is that the interactive one?
Yeah, there's what you do is you can get a webcam and you point it at yourself, and people will watch the video of this while they'll egg you on by giving you money basically as you take your clothes off and eventually
they give you money?
Well,
I like how he's pretending he doesn't know as if he's not watching cam girl porn every night. I might have heard of cam girl porn once or twice. That's that degenerate one, right? Where it's like interactive or something. Oh, what? You give the girls money? Oh, that I would not. Who's giving girls money? I would never do that just so they could like say my name while putting a butt plug in their asshole. I mean, what are you talking about, Randy? It's weird.
And I just discovered this, and I was just fascinated. Like, what the fuck? Like, when I was a kid, you paid a bum $5 to go buy you a pornographic magazine from the liquor store. Like,
right.
that's how I got access to pornography when I was a kid. So like, and you know, and I had a teenage son, so I was like, this is fascinating.
You know, I really just don't understand your point with that right there, Randy. I have a teenage son, so I was watching cam girl porn because I have a teenage son, obviously.
And this one is just like I can't quite make sense of what the little thumbnail image is, so I'm looking into it, and it's a woman who is masturbating, and when she has some experience that appears as if she's having an orgasm, a huge amount of fluid comes out of her vagina. She has some kind of an explosive orgasm.
Hey, Jay.
This is not a sex worker. This is a fucking magician.
Honestly, that's a pretty profound statement right there from Randy, and I'd be lying if I said I haven't said shit similar when watching porn, like, damn, this girl is a wizard with cock. But to go the extra mile and claim that I was watching the porn to figure out if she was an actual wizard of penis, it's a bit of a stretch, but Randy really doubles down on the idea that he really needed to figure out if this girl was a big shot magician. It's a fucking crazy story. I hope you're buckled in.
And so apparently what you can do is they make videos and they sell them. And so I purchased one of her videos. I wanted to watch this.
You wanted to work out the method.
I wanted to work out the method, but it was late, so I copied over this memory stick.
But why? Why would you do that? If you're already watching this cam girl squirting, I'm assuming you're watching this in a safe location to be watching porn. You're not on a subway, in an airplane, at a Starbucks, or anything like that. So why would you copy it to a USB stick? That's you copy shit there if you want to take it somewhere. Where are you taking this porn? You bringing it over to your parents' house to show them? You bring it to your kids to show them? Where are you taking this? Do you take it to work with you? Is that what a Gearbox CEO does? Is that why Gearbox is such a shit video game company and pumping out shit stinkers? Because the fucking CEO of Gearbox is just jerking off in his office, bringing in porn on USB sticks?
And I go on my way. It turns out it was a magic trick. Like she's like it's a combination of camera work and sleight of hand, and I never saw like a turkey baster or whatever it was that she was using to deliver the fluid.
Goods, yeah.
But there was some method here that was like, oh my god, this is genius. It was super clever.
Oh, Jesus Christ, calm down there, Randy. Don't break the magician's code and reveal how the trick was done. You need to calm down there. You do not want to piss off the Cam Girl Magic Society. I just love that his excuse for downloading it was that he was trying to study the magic behind it, like the art behind it. I fucking love that excuse. I could already see that working growing up. No, Mom, you don't understand. I'm watching this to learn. I'm trying to study magic. You don't get out of my fucking room. It's also a little sad that when you break this down, Randy watched a cam girl squirt and he was so unfamiliar with squirting that he thought the only logical explanation was he was being deceived. It was magic. Like, he is so unfamiliar with a girl squirting or having an orgasm that he couldn't believe it was real and had to go out of his way to break it down and figure out how she cheated and used magic.
The memory stick somehow no longer was in my possession.
Oh, God.
And it was discovered, it was actually at a Medieval Times. Apparently some kid, an employee of the Medieval Times, and discovered secrets of my company and future games in development, and also discovered the pornography. It was barely legal porn. Like this girl's handle was only 18.
I had to splice the shit out of that audio to make that like a cohesive storytelling there. Because Randy Pitchford was constantly interrupted by that fucking co-host who kept going off on like 2-minute, 3-minute tangents about the medieval times and then asking what he had on his shirt and asking why he likes the shirt. It was frustrating to put that together, but in a nutshell, he had it on the USB stick. He left it at a medieval times because everyone carries their porn stick to the medieval times when they eat, obviously. And then an employee found it, accessed company secrets and the porn, which was barely legal porn. And now we get to the section of the story where his whole company finds out that he's jerking it to some cam girls.
So when he delivered this memory stick to the studio, I was on a business trip. I was out of town. So my executive assistant decides she's going to look at the contents as well.
Oh, God.
And so then before I know it, I think the entire office looked at it.
Oh,
no.
And
there was one piece of content on here, and it never occurred to any of them that the reason why there was just that single porno was because of the magic trick, not because of I don't know what the fuck they thought.
Porn.
Yeah, one of the lines that I heard was, the kind of porn that Randy likes.
And at no point did any of these fucking troglodytes at my company stop and think maybe the reason this porno's on there is because she's a magician, god damn it. A magician with a magic trick that I just had to study. It was the Gordian knot that I had to cut. This was my white whale, my Moby Dick. I needed to figure out how she squirted so much fluid. None of them even considered that possibility. Randy, you fucking weirdo. If you came in possession of that USB stick and you saw that porn, would the first thing you think be like, maybe this guy's not jerking off to this? That'd make no sense. Maybe what he's actually doing is trying to study some, magic. But really, that's where the story ends, because then it just once again devolves into a competition for the host to talk over Randy. And it's just a constant feud to say things at each other. But anyway, what a fucking story, Randy. That's wild. Randy Pitchford, more like Randy Pitch a Tent, because this man is carrying porn around all the time, apparently. Fucking crazy. Wild tale, and now all of you out there have a good excuse. If your significant other finds your porn or something, just say, hey, look, I was just trying to learn the method, you know what I mean? Like, I'm onto a big breakthrough here in my magic career. I think it's foolproof. That shit is fucking watertight, bulletproof. And that is an insane fucking story right there. Again, I just wanted to focus on the story you told on this podcast. I don't want to talk about the lawsuit or any of the claims going around there because I don't know the whole story there. All I know is the whole story from this weird fucking USB stick porn adventure from Randy. So, yeah, Gearbox is still a shit video game company, but god damn it, Randy, I like your story. It's a weird one. Take it easy. See ya.